It is New Year's Day, and I hope everybody had a fabulous New Year's Eve. I'm sure when you're watching this, it's going to be days, weeks, maybe even months from New Year's Eve. But yeah, again, hope it's a prosperous, healthy, and fulfilling 2025 for everybody. And today, what better way to start off the new year than in Aruba and doing a little snorkeling. And I'm happy to say, unlike yesterday, if you've been keeping up with the vlogs, Bonaire was raining on us all day. We made the best of it, but it's very delightful to see the sun out today. So there's still a lot of clouds, but there's sun. That's the important thing. So hoping Aruba will be much nicer to us than Bonaire was yesterday. So we'll see, but I'm excited. We're in Aruba, snorkeling, like I said. Right now, it's time for coffee.
Cruise Coach! Yeah! I love you, Coach.
I just can't get away from a good time.
Coach Cruise, like, subscribe, share. You know what to do.
And by the way, look at how quiet it is. So I feel like New Year's Eve took a toll on a lot of people because it's about 7:30 a.m. here. We're already docked for Aruba. We can get off in like 30 minutes. And usually there's a lot more activity this time of the morning, but not this morning, not after New Year's Eve. But here we go. I just realized you got our picture, so I just want to get yours.
Yeah, thanks. Here I am. The person that called the police on you. You're not going to walk away.
Okay.
Not gonna walk
Call
away.
the police on us.
Yes,
This
of
guy.
course. You go on a boat that is not yours, and then you say, "Oh, I didn't know."
And you, because you guys screwed up, and we got off.
But why did you go on it? Why did you go on it? You booked up.
He told us that was all right.
No, he didn't tell you it was all right. They gave you.
We have a booking.
My friend, you
We have a booking.
Right, because they are private. Yeah, they are private, so they can bring more people if they want to. You understand? But you guys just hop on the boat and not yours.
Just hop on the boat.
We asked him.
If you book an 80-foot boat, how can you hop on a boat that's smaller?
Because he let us on. He said, yeah, no, we're the one. We're the one.
Okay. Who was on the struggle bus? Who was on the struggle bus?
Coach is in the lead.
Got a rainbow there. I was looking for it earlier because it was raining with the sun out, and there it is. Hope you can see it. Off to the beach. Day after New Year's Eve. Got a little bit worried because we went into this gift shop and the lady said, yeah, I think they went out of business. We haven't seen them in 2 months, but we were supposed to meet at this little dock, this little pier. I'm gonna turn the camera around. This Hadakurari pier, and it's through Vider. The Vider is usually pretty reputable in terms of the vendors they allow to book through them and everything. So with that little boat, the far end over there, and I had to run and get the rest of the group. And hopefully they're right behind me. I should turn this camera around and see them walking frantically behind me to catch up to the boat. There they are. My 5 that are on the struggle bus. Well, not all 5 of them are on the struggle bus, but a couple of them are. this was, right? Okay, so try to tell you the story quick, but it's not going to be quick because there's a lot that goes into it. All right, first, we had a 10 a.m. snorkel excursion booked it through Vita, through a company called Sail Away Adventures or something. All right, so, you know, I mean, the name, I guess, doesn't matter too much because there's, you know, hundreds of vendors in these tropical islands right out doing similar type excursions. Now, the meeting point of our excursion I shared earlier was the exact same meeting point of this boat that we got on that was doing a snorkeling excursion. So the place that we went to, the Mumbo Beach or whatever, that was the meeting point. And specifically, once you got there, you had to go to the pier, which was the exact same pier that we were supposed to meet at for the snorkeling excursion. So when we first got there, we did go to, you know, a bar or whatever, and we spoke with the lady, and she said, oh, you know, let me see your paperwork, maybe I can help you out. Showed her the paperwork, and she even said, you know, I think this we haven't seen this company around in a couple months. We think they kind of went out of business. And I'm like, are you sure? It's like, well, I'm not sure, but you know, that's what we've thought. We just haven't seen them around. And said, okay. So I look at the paperwork again, and I see that meeting point specifically said the pier, not just Mumbo Beach. So I go down to this pier, the one that began with an H, and I do see, you know, a small group of people, you know, signing some paperwork, you know, toward the end of the pier. So I run down there, and I see them, and I said, hey, is this the 10 a.m. snorkel excursion? You know, and, you know, the captain's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I have the rest of my group. We're 5 more, a total of 6. You know, I'm going to run back to the bar and then go get them, and we'll be right back. So, you know, that's a good 10 minutes, right? That I have to go back and then get them and then come back. So we come back, and, you know, we're rushing up there so we don't hold this thing from starting on 10 a.m. And, you know, we jump right on the boat thinking like, okay, you know, they're trying to get this thing started. And there was only 5 other people on the boat. So I thought it was the type of thing where, you know, since it's such a small group of people, they had 11 booked, and they had 11. So, you know, sometimes if they're missing 1 or 2 people, they're waiting, or they're saying, you know, hold on, we have 2 more that might be coming or something like that. So I figured since it was a smaller boat, there was only 11 booked, and we were good to go. And that's why maybe they didn't check the paperwork like most companies do, right? So we actually go to one snorkel spot. It was a sunken war ship. And then we went to, started heading to a second snorkel excursion. Before the end of that second snorkel stop, the captain calls me over and he says, hey, you know, how did you book this excursion? And I said, well, I, you know, booked it through Vita or whatever. And he asked to see the paperwork then. And this is after we'd been on, you know, the ship about 90 minutes. So pull out the paperwork, and he basically said, yeah, this isn't us. And, you know, we're going to have to charge you $350 an hour for being on this boat. And I said, no, you're not. You're not charging us $350 an hour. I mean, you know, this isn't our fault. We were told to meet at 10 a.m. at this pier. I asked you if this was the 10 a.m. snorkel excursion. You said yes. We got on the boat thinking that this was our, you know, right boat. There was no reason to think otherwise. And that was that. So I was like, if you need to drop us off, do whatever you need to do. I even went so far as to tell him, look, you know, I mean, this snorkel excursion we were supposed to be on is supposed to be 4 hours. You know, it was supposed to include open bar. I heard you didn't have lunch or whatever. We were supposed to get lunch as well, but we'll pay you the $80 per person if you would like. And then, you know, that way, that's what we were supposed to pay, and then we'll worry about getting our money back, you know, afterwards, if that's acceptable. And that wasn't acceptable. They were talking about, you know, $1,000, and I said, no, that's not going to happen. So if you need to drop us off at the pier or whatever, we'll go ahead and we'll give you something for your trouble. And that's what happened. So we head back to the pier, and we're getting off the boat, and this guy had called his boss or whatever, apparently. And when we're getting off the boat, said, hey, sorry for the mix-up. And between our little group, even though we'd only been on a fraction of the time that we were supposed to, we got together $140 cash and gave that to the captain and his one deckhand. So 2 guys, $70 tip each, or however they divvy it up, or whatever they're going to do with the money, right? And then we get off and we're like, okay, well, did the best we could do, whatever. But then the boss is right there. I don't know if he's the owner of the boat or just manager or whatever. And he says, hey, let's talk. And I said, talk about what? And he's like, well, you got on our boat, and we charge $1,000. So we need to get some money, or we'll give you a discount or something. We need to give you some money. I'm like, a discount? You're not getting any money from us. This was kind of your fault. I mean, when we got on the boat, if you'd have simply checked, then before we got on the boat or before you left, you'd have found out, like, hey, okay, you're on the wrong excursion or whatever. And I was like, besides that, I was like, we were supposed to be on, the boat for 4 hours, and we were on for 90 minutes, and didn't get the open open bar and the lunch and everything else like that. And I said, and I explained to him, like, I told your captain we would honor the price that we were going to pay for our excursion if we went for the 4 hours and did everything like we were going to do and like they were going to do, and you guys declined that. So that's why we're dropped off here, and we gave your captain $140. If you want to talk to him about the $140 and for your company, whatever, that's on you, but that's all that's going to happen. We have to worry about getting our money back. And that guy wasn't having it. He wanted $500, he wanted $1,000, he wanted something, and he basically said, well, I'm going to call the cops. And I'm like, okay, call them, do what you need to do. And I thought it was comical. The guy turned around and like took my picture or whatever. And, I made a joke. I was like, dude, do you want a group picture? I was like, I can get the whole group together if and then, because, I knew the guy, was out of his mind, trying to, threaten us, for this money for something that, if they were running the business the right way, obviously it wouldn't have happened. And so they had a big concert and stuff going on there, some big event. It sounded like a lot of fun. There was music playing, and I mentioned to one person in my group, I was like, hey, you guys want to stay? And this guy had just kept following us, and so I knew they didn't feel comfortable with that. So we're like, okay, let's just get out of here. We'll get a taxi back to the cruise port, or whatever. And so we're start walking away, and thought maybe this guy would give up. He did not give up. He stayed hounding us, walking with us, and he said, hey, I'm going to call the cops. You guys aren't going anywhere or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, we are. And so we just keep walking along, and we tried to get into a taxi at one point. And, a couple members of my group got in, and this guy runs up to the taxi and says, you're not leaving. I'm not going to let you leave. I called the cops on these guys, whatever. And I could see the taxi driver was, like a little, obviously bothered by this crazy person running up to their taxi, telling them they're not leaving and stuff like that. So I told the 2 people that had gotten in our taxi, I said, look, let's just get out. We'll just go somewhere else. So we keep walking. Still, this guy's hounding us. Come across a public bus I see. And I know these public buses, they all go back to the cruise port eventually. So I said, hey, everybody jump on the bus. Let's get on this bus. And I know he's not going to be able to stop a bus, right? So that was the plan. Wave the bus down. We were all running over to get on the bus. We had just about gotten to the bus and started to get on when whoop whoop, you hear the police pull up, turn and look, and sure enough, it's the police, male and a female policeman, policewoman and policeman. And so they get out and they said, sir, can we talk to you? And so actually detained by the Aruba police, and they were very cool though. They asked for my, paperwork and to explain the situation. And I explained, everything. I showed them the paperwork. I showed it was a 10 a.m. pickup time. I showed them it was a snorkel excursion just like theirs. I showed them it was the exact same meeting location at that pier at the exact same time. And, I explained how, we were on 90 minutes. They tried to ask us for $1,000, said we weren't going to give that to them, and said, to drop us off and for the trouble and the time that we gave them, $140 cash, and that was it. And this guy just kept asking for more money. He wanted $500, he wanted $1,000, whatever. And we just said, no, that wasn't going to happen. And so I said, here we are. And so the police, they saw all this, and they're like, almost like, yeah, duh, like, you guys didn't do anything wrong. Like, and they told the guy, like, what do you want? And the guy was already going to collect the full amount from that excursion for the people that we shared, the boat with. He was just simply trying to get more money, trying to scam more money, from a group of people that obviously, clearly a misunderstanding and, bad management on their part in terms of, even allowing us to get on the boat in the first place. Then once we did, trying to scam us out of some money. So that was the situation. And it was a wild story, a wild day. But, kind of funny. It was funny to me. It wasn't funny to everybody in my group. But at the end of it all, we were able to laugh about it after a couple beers and a great lunch, by the way. Great fresh grouper sandwich at a little lunch stop we went to. So that's the whole story, everybody. I just realized you got our picture, so I just want to get yours.
Yeah, thanks. Here I am. The person that called the police on you. You're not going to walk away.
Okay.
Not gonna walk
Called
away.
the police on us.
Yes,
This
of course.
guy.
You go on a boat that is not yours, and then you say, "Oh, I didn't know."
And you because you guys screwed up, and we got off.
But why did you go on it? Why did you
Okay.
go on it? You booked
Because
a...
he told us that was our right.
No, he didn't go to it was all right. They gave you.
We have a booking.
My friend, you have
We have a
You have
booking.
a booking on the people, right? Because they are private. Yeah,
He
because
did it.
they are private, so they can bring more people if they want to. You understand? But you guys just hop on the boat and it's
No,
not
we
yours.
didn't just hop on the boat.
We asked him.
Yes. If you book an 80-foot boat, how can you hop on a boat that's smaller?
Because he let us on. He said, yeah, no, we're the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy just called the cops on us.
Yeah, because you have to pay for what you went on.
So we had an $80 per person snorkel excursion that was supposed to last for 4 hours. We asked if the boat we got on was the right boat. They said yes. We were on with 5 other people. And then they realized, oh, hey, you're on the wrong boat after we had snorkeled
No,
2 spots.
I realized I had to call them.
And it was
because
about
I
an
had to
hour
call
and a
them
half.
check. Don't play stupid. Don't play
And
stupid. Don't play stupid. Yeah, that's why. Don't play stupid because you're not stupid.
we tipped the captain over $100 between the 4 of us for them screwing up, and this guy's mad because he wants to get more money. All right, we're done with you, dude. Have a good day.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to follow us if we go somewhere right here. Try to get a taxi and go closer.
Your Coach Cruise and his merry band of pirates. Cruise Life TV. Almost got arrested. All right, so that was a crazy day. Thought that we were just gonna throw hands. She was getting angry. But it got worked out. The Aruba police thankfully did their job, and everything got sorted, so happily getting back on the ship, and we don't have that guy chasing us or following us around anymore. So fun times. got a great story to tell. All right, getting ready for the Family Feud Live adult version. All right, so getting ready for Family Feud Live, the adult version, so that's always a little more fun. Dinner was great, and after that, after our run-in with Aruba Popo, which was, like I say, it was comical to me. It was a little more bothersome to some of my party, but it was all good. Like I say, a good story. So yeah, dinner was great, and prior to that, just pretty much at Matt, recovering from New Year's Eve and the Aruba mess. So yeah, let's finish this night off here. We are day five, night 5 now. So about 40% of the cruise is still left. So still holding on to those days because they mean a lot. And we got the couple people starting to do some live music here prior to the Family Feud, and then it's white night. And you may notice that I'm wearing black. It's because for some reason I took my white stuff out of my suitcase, and I don't know if I spilled something in there or whatever, but I had like a stain on my white shirt. So I said, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go opposite. I do have a little white C on my hat, so that's as white night as I get, I guess. But here we go.
Now tonight, it's all about having some fun, doing some sing-alongs, and even some little bit of dancing. So we're gonna start with some of the old school, some of the iconic ones. Does anybody know the group known as Earth, Wind, and Fire? We're going to improve it by doing one thing. Sing along. As we say,
Where it began, I can't begin to know.
sing it to right.
When I say I want it that way.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Shooting loud, next and relax, little food and I'll shoot some people out. And when a couple of guys who runs no good. I got one little fight, my mom got scared. She said, set, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's go to the front, to the back, over to the left, around the way. Top toe, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. And jump on to the front, to the right, to the back, over to the left, around the way. Keep us hopping, jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. And you jump on to the front, to the everybody say, girl, I must warn you. Stay in my mind. Situation is serious. Scary cause we're running out of time. And there he was, this young one. A what? Let's go! Snowing my face with his finger. One time! Saving my life with his word. 2 times!
Hey everybody, thanks for watching as we've just been here on board the Carnival Vista. We were on to Venezia last time and now we're switching it up. So hopefully you had a good time watching the behind the scenes, all the fun. And remember, if you had a good time with Coach Cruise,
Like and subscribe.
got it.
I just can't get away from a good time.